Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Daily Easy English Talk. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Thanks for joining us.
So, we've all been there, right? That moment, something just feels off. Maybe it's your coffee or, the bill. And you really don't want to say anything.
Mm-hmm. That feeling. You don't want to come across as demanding or rude.
Exactly. So the question is, how do you actually deal with that? How do you point out the problem, but keep things friendly?
Yeah, it's tricky. And honestly, sometimes we just let it go, don't we? Even when we probably shouldn't. So this deep dive, what we want to do is give you some actual phrases, tools, really.
Okay.
Prepared phrases that are designed to help you bring up an issue politely, constructively, respecting everyone's time, their feeling.
Right. It's all about clear communication, not picking a fight. So let's get into them. What's the first one?
Okay, first up. Excuse me, but I think there's a problem.
I think there's a problem. I like that.
Yeah. It's gentle, isn't it? It's not pointing fingers straight away.
Yeah.
When you say, I think, you're kind of inviting them to look at it with you.
Yeah.
It lowers the defenses.
Ah, I see. So instead of this bill's wrong, which sounds aggressive.
Exactly. You'd say calmly, excuse me, but I think there's a problem with the bill. It just opens a conversation.
Okay, that makes sense. Takes the heat off immediately. But what if it's not a clear mistake? It's just not what you wanted or expected.
Good point. That leads perfectly into our second phrase. I'm sorry, but this isn't what I expected.
I'm sorry, but starting with an apology almost.
Sort of, yeah. It softens it. You're expressing your feeling disappointment, maybe rather than attacking what they did.
Yeah.
It's much less confrontational. So maybe you ordered chicken, they brought beef. I'm sorry, but this isn't what I expected. I ordered the chicken, not the beef. You're just stating a mismatch. Simple as that.
Got it. Focused on the expectation gap. Okay, so sometimes you need them to actually do something like check something out. How do you ask for that politely?
For that, try. Would you mind taking a look at?
I do mind. Very polite.
Extremely. It frames it as a request for their help, not a demand. You're asking them to engage, to assist. Let's say the sink in your hotel room is leaking. Instead of, your sink is leaking, which sounds accusatory, would you mind taking a look at the sink? It's leaking.
Yeah.
See? You're asking for help.
Yeah, that feels much more collaborative, less like a complaint, more like just flagging something.
Precisely.
Now, what about situations where you're pretty sure there has been a genuine mistake, but you still want to be diplomatic? Avoid blame.
Yes. For that, a really professional one is, I'm afraid there's been a mistake.
I'm afraid. Sounds very formal, but still polite.
It does. It works really well because it focuses entirely on the mistake itself, not on who made it. It just exists. So maybe there's an issue with your reservation.
Right.
I'm afraid there's been a mistake with the reservation. It's clear, direct, but totally avoids assigning blame. It keeps things neutral.
That's really useful. I can see that de-escalating things quickly. Okay, final one. You need their help directly to fix something.
Right. You need action, but still want to keep it cooperative. Try. Could you help me with this issue?
Straightforward. A direct request for help.
Exactly. It turns the complaint essentially into a plea for assistance. It invites them to solve the problem with you. Your internet's down. Could you help me with this issue? The internet isn't working. It gets the point across and asks for their input.
Okay, so let's recap quickly. We have, excuse me, but I think there's a problem with, I'm sorry, but this isn't what I expected.
Yep.
Would you mind taking a look at?
Good one.
I'm afraid there's been a mistake.
Very professional.
And finally, could you help me with this issue?
That's the set. 5 really powerful yet simple tools.
They really are. It feels like using them could change the whole dynamic of those awkward moments. Less confrontation, more collaboration.
Absolutely. Okay, these 5 phrases are fantastic tools. But now, this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Let's actually see them in action.
Yeah, theory is one thing, practice is another.
We're going to role play some short dialogues. These are like mini models of great communication. And after each one, we'll break down exactly why it worked so well.
Sounds good. These examples really bring the phrases to life.
All right, first up, a classic. We're at a restaurant. I'll be the client. You be the waiter. Okay.
All right, ready when you are.
Excuse me. I think there's a problem with the order. I asked for no onions.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll fix that right away.
Okay. Wow. That was
Uh-oh.
immediate. No argument. No hesitation from the waiter. What made that exchange so smooth?
It really highlights the power of that opening, doesn't it? Excuse me, but I think there's a problem. It's
Yeah.
so non-confrontational.
I think again.
Exactly. It's an observation needing checking, not an attack. So the waiter didn't need to get defensive. They're, oh, I'm so sorry, felt genuine, acknowledging the mistake, and your polite approach.
And they immediately jumped to the solution.
I'll fix that right away. Because you didn't create friction, they could just fix it. The politeness cleared the path for immediate action, streamlined the whole thing.
You can almost feel the lack of tension. Okay, next scenario, another common one. In a hotel, I'm the client again, you're the receptionist.
Got it.
I'm afraid there's been a mistake. I booked a room with a king-size bed.
Let me double check that for you. One moment.
Again, very calm, very professional from the receptionist. I'm afraid there's been a mistake. Achieve that.
That phrase is perfect for depersonalizing the issue. You didn't say, you gave me the wrong room.
The blame.
Right. You pointed to an impersonal mistake. Could be the system, could be anything. It takes the pressure off the receptionist personally.
So they don't feel accused.
Exactly. And they can just focus on the booking discrepancy. Their response, let me double check that for you, is exactly what you want. They immediately move to verify and resolve.
No resistance, just action.
It frames it as a puzzle to solve together, not a personal failing. Much more professional, much more efficient. Politeness encourages that engagement.
Definitely see that. Okay, scenario 3. At a store. Client again, you're the staff member.
Okay.
Would you mind taking a look at this? I think it's damaged.
Of course, we'll get you a new one.
Wow. Instant solution. Of course we'll get you a new one. Would you mind taking a look? Lead to that.
It's that invitation to collaborate again. Would you mind taking a look? You're not demanding a replacement. You're asking for their observation, their assessment.
Making them feel their help is needed, respected.
Exactly. You're not accusing them of selling bad goods. You're asking for their assistance. So they feel like a helper, not someone being challenged.
And that makes them want to help.
It certainly encourages it. Their immediate positive response, of course, flows directly from your polite, reasonable approach. It builds trust right away, smooths the path to that easy resolution.
Skips right over potential arguments. Okay, what about online orders? That's huge now. Scenario 4, online order issue. I'm the client, your customer service.
Let's do it.
I'm sorry, but this isn't what I expected. I ordered a large, and this is medium.
I see. Let me help you with that.
A very common problem. Wrong size or wrong item. I'm sorry, but this isn't what I expected. So good here. Especially when it's often, email or chat.
It works really well because first, the I'm sorry sets that empathetic tone we talked about, regret for the mix-up.
Right.
Then, this isn't what I expected, focuses on the factual difference between your order, large, and what arrived. You're not blaming the person on the other end who probably didn't pack it anyway.
Just stating the discrepancy.
Exactly. It's objective. It avoids making the customer service rep feel attacked or defensive. Their job is to fix problems, and this phrasing lets them get straight to it.
I see. Let me help you with that.
Yeah.
Direct path to solving it.
Yep. Clear problem statement, no aggression. Makes their job easier, gets your problem solved faster, win-win.
Makes sense. Okay, final role play. Renters will know this one. Apartment maintenance. I'm the tenant, you're the building manager.
Okay, fingers crossed for a good response.
Could you help me with this issue? The heater hasn't been working all day.
No problem. I'll send someone up right away.
The dream response. No problem. I'll send someone up right away. Could you help me with this issue? Get us there so quickly.
It's that direct request for help again. You're not just vaguely complaining about a cold apartment. You're identifying this issue, the non-working heater, and explicitly asking for their help.
Appealing to their role, their responsibility.
Precisely. You're framing the building manager as the person who can solve this, the person whose assistance you need. You're empowering them.
Makes them the solution provider.
Exactly. And their quick, positive response, no problem, shows how effective that is. When you ask clearly, respectfully, and focus on the need for help, people are usually very willing to provide it.
It cuts through any potential excuses or delays.
Turns a potential complaint into a straightforward request for action. Simple, polite, effective.
These role plays really drive it home. Seeing the phrases work is powerful.
It really does. But this brings up the big question, doesn't it, for everyone listening? How do you actually use these ideas in your own life? We've talked about the phrases, seen them work.
But the real learning happens when you try them yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's do a quick practice round. We'll give you a situation. Take a second, pause if you need to, and think. Which of these 5 phrases feels like the best fit, and how would you say it? Then we'll share the suggested answer from the guide and talk about why it's a good choice. Ready?
Let's do it. Active learning time.
Okay, situation 1. You're at a restaurant, your soup arrives, and it's just plain cold. What do you say? Take a moment.
Short pause.
All right, the suggested phrase from the source is, "Excuse me, but I think there's a problem with the soup. It's cold."
And this is perfect because, well, the cold soup is an objective fact, right? Easy to check.
Yeah, not really up for debate.
So starting with, "Excuse me, but I think there's a problem," presents it as your observation. "It's cold," states the clear, factual issue.
Non-confrontational factual.
Exactly. It invites the waiter to verify and fix it without feeling blamed. It's collaborative. Easy for them to just apologize and get a hot one. Focuses on the soup, not the service.
Got it. Okay, situation 2. You get to your hotel. You definitely reserved a double room, but they've given you a single. What's the polite way to address this? Think about it.
Short pause.
The suggested phrase here is, "I'm afraid there's been a mistake. I reserved a double room."
And the key here is that phrase, "I'm afraid there's been a mistake." Remember how we said it depersonalizes?
Right. Points to an impersonal mistake, not "you messed up."
Exactly. Crucial for these administrative or booking errors. It signals regret about the situation, not blame towards the receptionist.
Allows them to just focus on fixing it.
They can check the reservation, find a solution without getting defensive. It keeps things professional and speeds up the resolution. Focus on correction, not fault.
Excellent. Okay, final practice situation. Your brand new phone keeps freezing. The screen just locks up constantly. What do you say when you take it back or call support?
Short pause.
The suggested phrase is, "Could you help me with this issue? The screen keeps freezing."
This one's ideal for technical problems because it does 2 things perfectly. It clearly states the issue. The screen keeps freezing.
No ambiguity there.
And it directly asks for assistance. Could you help me with this issue? You're appealing to their expertise, their ability to fix it.
Positioning them as the helper, the expert.
Right. You're not just complaining about the freezing. You're actively seeking their help to resolve the freezing. It's solution-oriented. Makes it easy for them to step in and offer support.
Direct, polite, and focuses on getting it fixed.
Exactly. Moves things forward.
Okay, so if there's one big takeaway from all this, it really comes back to that core idea. Complaining isn't bad. It really truly is all about how you do it. Being polite, being thoughtful, strategic. It just makes all the difference. It's the secret sauce for solving problems smoothly.
Absolutely. And connecting it back, these phrases, they're more than just polite sentences. They are tools for effective, respectful communication. Tools that help everyone involved.
Yeah.
When you choose to use these approaches, express your needs clearly but respectfully, you'll find that people are usually much more willing, often even happy to help you out.
It builds understanding, not walls.
Exactly. It can turn a potentially negative interaction into something surprisingly positive, or at least efficient and respectful.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? We really hope you'll actually try these out.
Give them a go.
The next time something isn't quite right, the cold soup, the wrong order, the glitchy tech, consciously pick one of these phrases. See what happens. Notice the difference it makes.
And maybe think about this too. Beyond just fixing that one problem, How could using these polite approaches actually improve your relationships?
Yeah.
Whether it's with colleagues, service staff, neighbors.
Could it build more trust, make future interactions easier?
Could it turn those potentially awkward moments into opportunities for, well, positive connection maybe? Building goodwill instead of frustration. Something to think about.
Definitely food for thought. So go out and try it. You might just be surprised by how powerful a little bit of planned politeness can be. So make sure you subscribe to Daily Easy English Talk so you don't miss it.
Please do. And maybe share us with a friend who's also working on their English conversation skills.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Bye.